I'm Norbert Schindler, founder of GNSS Consulting. I want to talk today about multi-lane free-flow tolling, as there are many new projects popping up around the world replacing conventional toll plazas with free-flow gantries, and these are almost always based on RFID technology or microwave technology, which means that in the place where you have the toll plaza, you build a free-flow gantry where all the cars can travel underneath without having to stop or even worry about what lane they're in. And this brings dramatic improvements for the user and obviously also reduced costs, since you no longer have to build and operate toll plazas. However, these gantries aren't cheap. They're quite complex. They have an awful lot of equipment on them. You have the readers for the RFID tags or for the microwave tags, and you usually have lots of cameras put on top of those gantries. You can observe them when you're driving underneath them, how complicated they are. But if we were to do multi-lane free flow using satellite tolling, we would save a lot of money building all that infrastructure, because with a GNSS approach, we don't need to have a gantry to know where you are, because the vehicles are equipped with some GNSS device. They could even be built in the vehicles, like is common nowadays, where you can always supply them with a GNSS onboard unit. Even there's been some cases where smartphone apps are used instead of onboard units. So these are very low-cost solutions that are very quick to implement, so you have far less construction. In Europe, we have 9 truck tolling systems nationwide in which GNSS is used, and that has shown you only need about 10% of the gantries you would otherwise need for an infrastructure-based scheme like RFID or microwave. So how does it work? You just send the data either from the vehicle, or you can put the virtual gantries, one for each tolling point, inside the onboard units or inside the telematics of the vehicle, so that they know when they're crossing a tolling point. And during the trip, or even at the end of the trip, you can transmit all that data to some back office which determines the number of tolling points you pass and how much you should need to pay. Then you have your occasional enforcement gantry equipped with cameras to take the license plates to make sure those vehicles that did not register in the system or incorrectly registered, maybe with the wrong category defined, that they will be caught and receive a penalty. Now, since you don't have gantries on every single road section, you then have mobile enforcement vehicles driving around, catching people by surprise, with the added benefit that they can just stop the vehicle and force them to pay the tolls that they tried to avoid. So a lot of advantages of using satellite-based multi-lane free-flow tolling as opposed to the more traditional approaches. And I'll describe how we have even a way to do less tracking and tracing of satellite-based solutions rather than microwave or RFID. I'm coming to you from the Tyrolean Alps around Alpbach Valley, which, by the way, is where they were mining for copper more than 6,000 years ago. See you next time.